Untitled trees. Here's
Everyone, lovely weather I think coming up for that Christmas shopping, although I have to tell you I have enough socks. But weather-wise, we've got high pressure on the scene at the moment, at least we have across the southeastern corner of the country. That'll be dominating things for the foreseeable future. It's a different story though further north. We've had weather fronts moving across. They've produced a fair bit of rain across Scotland and parts of northern England too. Still raining in those areas, but it isn't going to be long before that moves out into the North Sea, and then that'll allow the Moray Firth and some northeastern parts of England to brighten up. But for much of Scotland, Northern Ireland, down this western side, it will stay fairly cloudy. Little bits and pieces of rain and drizzle here and there, but nothing really to write home about. Further south, it's a different story. It's going to be bright, there'll be some hazy sunshine, and it will stay dry. But having said that, even though it is going to be bright, temperatures are pretty miserable. Well, we were -8 this morning at Redhill, so it's hardly surprising that they've struggled up and they're only going to reach about 4 or 5 degrees for a time. But in the west, even though it's cloudier, it is a fair bit milder at 8 to 10 degrees. Now those northern and western areas keep hold of the cloud right the way through this evening and tonight, maybe just here and there little bits and pieces of rain and drizzle too, and some more noticeable rain coming towards the Western Hebrides as the night wears on. But the cloud is going to be good news because it will hold the temperatures way up in that western and northern area. Quite a mild night, but in the south and southeast central parts, temperatures will dip down close to freezing. Not expecting the sharp frost that we've had the last couple of nights, but sufficiently low, I think, for 1 or 2 icy patches. And more important, I think we'll get some fog because we're only going to have a sort of gentle southerly flow. Tomorrow that front in the northwest gets a little bit closer to that northwestern corner of Scotland, keeping it cloudy and breezy with further outbreaks of rain. Indeed, many of these western parts will probably hold on to more in the way of cloud. Central and eastern areas, we start off with that patchy fog, but it shouldn't last. And I think we're going to end up with quite a pleasant day, really, for much of England and Wales, maybe even eastern Scotland, maybe even eastern parts of Northern Ireland. The sun breaking through, and a little bit warmer as well with the winds, as I say, in the southwest. We'll see temperatures a degree or so up on today's. And then into Thursday, that front gets a little bit closer, begins to move down across Scotland, producing some outbreaks of rain. England and Wales, though, more in the way of fog, and some of that fog could linger well into the day. Following along behind that weather front, we have some brighter conditions, and that front moves a little bit further south on Friday, but more or less as a dead duck. A little bit of rain perhaps across Northern Ireland. So some cloud, spots of rain through that area, but bright to the north of it, and further fog to the south.